Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some exciting gear news for you guys. I ditched the A7C Mark II. Why did I get rid of it? Well, it's because Sony makes a better camera. Sony makes an A series camera that does pretty much everything really well. I decided to swap out my A7C Mark II for the Sony A7rV. And I'll give you guys 5 reasons why I decided to do that. Starting off with a full-size chassis, which I like. It affords you a couple of different benefits. Let's talk about it. Full-size chassis are physically larger, so they're just easier to hold, right? I'm getting a better grip on this particular camera, and I get more buttons because there's more space. And the customization potential for this camera is immense. And because you have a full-size body, you get things like a joystick. I'm getting multiple dials on this particular camera. I'm getting a full-size HDMI. The larger chassis is better cooling, which is really important for cameras like this. It offers you 2 card slots. I'm running dual CF Express Type A's in this. This is everything that I wanted the A7C to be with an unrealistic size. Just a note on the cooling as well. This has the same heat sink as the A7S Mark III, and that camera is a beast. So this thing, I'm confident, is not going to overheat on us. Now, what about number 2? Number 2 is going to be the EVF on this particular camera. It is an IMAX level experience. It is the best that I have ever seen, and right now I'm really enjoying using this particular this particular EVF. As you guys can see, it's like looking out of a 180-degree window on a spaceship. You can just see everything. The world is literally at the tip of your eyelashes when you look through the EVF on this. It is 9 million dots and change. It is good enough and bright enough to compose, check your composition, for exposure, color, everything. You could do it in the EVF on a sunny day, and it doesn't get tiring. The one on the A7C Mark II is trash. If you think I'm wrong, tell me in the comment section below. Number 3, it's going to have to be the Witchcraft and Wizardry microchip in here. And I'm talking about the in-body image stabilization on this camera. It's wild. I get 8 stops here. Even with these shaky hands, I can still shoot down to about half a second or so, and I've seen people get as up to a second in terms of sharp photos. Now, you're going to have to take a few, right? You're going to do it in a batch. You're not going to have a 100% hit rate, but a couple of those 10, 12 images are going to be acceptable. Maybe 1 or 2 is going to be tack sharp. That's great for something like this. Really like that. I don't like carrying tripods. I love handheld holding things. And the in-body image stabilization, especially on the active mode, which does crop in a little bit more, is amazing. Now, I am combating that slight crop with the 16-35 GM2 lens. All right, now, if there's one standout feature that the A7R Mark V has right now, it is this. A screen that does this, but also does this, and it's wicked. Let's talk about it. The tilt flip screen is amazing. First, because and foremost, I think it's great to have everything in alignment with each other. Being able to look down and shoot straight behind the action is awesome. Right behind the camera feels natural. Now, it also allows you to pull this screen away from the body, which means you can get better heat dissipation in here, but it also is really cool because if you can duct all of your I/O cables this way. So if you want to run a microphone, a full-size HDMI, USB power delivery, whatever you want to do, you can pull the screen away from the door so you're not hitting it. Even if you're going to film in selfie mode, you can still utilize it like this. You can check focus, check your composition, and not have to worry about running into your cables. I really like that. The second thing is just a little bit, it's physically a little bit larger. I feel like the screen is a little bit sharper, and it just feels more immersive. I feel like I can get a better idea of what's going on, although because the EVF is so great, I'm usually in the EVF. Now, let's talk about number 5. Needs no introduction. 61 megapixels is enough resolution to completely recompose your image after the fact. You can just start taking photos. I take photos on the 16-35 and I crop into like thumbnail size areas and I get the photo that I wanted out of an entire photo. Sometimes I can find 3 or 4 different compositions that I can recompose. Not only that, its true like golden feature is APS-C crop mode. It goes down to 26 megapixels, and it's sharper than Sony's dedicated APS-C sensors, which means now I can throw this on, and I now have a 16-35, but if I want to reach out and touch somebody, well, not reach out and touch somebody, if you know, you know. If you want to reach out and just take a photo of something, get a better better focal range on it, or you just want to get a little bit closer to it, you can. Now I have a 52.5mm lens, and I think that I'm now much more willing to take less lenses with me because I know that I can turn, my 1:4 into a 600 if I had to. That's excluding clear image zoom and all the other witchcraft and wizardry they have. Just the Super 35 mode, which is easier in my mind to think about in terms of resolution. It just makes it so much easier. I really like the sensor on this. The video is really good. And I know that people are going to tell me, especially some of you who are a little bit more video centered, listen, the A7C II has a 33 megapixel 7K unbin sensor with less rolling shutter. You're 100% correct. And the video is sharp enough to cut yourself on. However, through consensus, I've always been told that the video sharpness is not necessarily the most important thing. Now, I disagree with that. I like razor sharp video. It's one of the reasons why I like the Nikon. It's one of the reasons why I love the A7C Mark II. However, the video in this thing is still fantastic. I get plenty of codec options in this for 8-bit, 10-bit. You can shoot in HLG. You can deliver this straight off. You can use PP11 or whatever if you want to use S-Cinetone. That's also great. It will bin it. It will be slightly softer than the A7C Mark II, depending on which one you're filming in. If you need it razor sharp, shoot it in 8K because you got that on here too. Not that I'd recommend doing that, but you can. And the last reason, which is just a bonus reason, one of the things that I enjoy about this camera every time I pick it up is it's just the way that it looks and it feels. The way the shutter sound is when you fire off the shutter, it just sounds better. There's a little bit of a haptic feedback when you take a photo. The user experience of the larger body, both in aesthetics and the way it feels to turn the dials and knobs on this camera, is just better for me. Doesn't mean in general. I find it more enjoyable. I think this is a camera that's been inspiring me to just pick it up and take it outside, which is really what a camera is good for. If you're not using it to take photos, then it's just sitting there, which is exactly what my A7C Mark II was doing. If you guys have any questions or comments, post them down in the links below. I will leave a link to this so you guys can check it out. Right now it is $900 off, which is the best deal. I was more than happy to pay $3,200 and some change for this camera. And it's a great pairing for somebody who's into serious photography, but who also sees the value in video these days. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Post comments down below if you want to argue with me about the A7C II. I'm here all week. I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay classy.